Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm continuing my update on my Warlock progression. This follows up on my first impressions, where I talked about transitioning from a sorcerer to building a ghost warlock for PvE. This isn't just a build showcase, it's more about sharing my actual experience and progression, so you can better understand the practical steps and adjustments you might need if you're thinking of going down the same path. Ghost Warlock is currently one of the strongest PvE builds out there, but it comes with a cost, whether it's maxing out master skills, upgrading gear, or just grinding a ton of Zenny. After trying it myself, I realized how demanding and complex the path really is. That's exactly why I made this video, not just to show what I've done, but to help you plan ahead, manage your resources, and avoid overspending. Later on, I'll also go over my current deposit setup to help answer one of the most common questions: can I still catch up? Especially if you're thinking of switching or multi-jobbing into Warlock. So if you've been considering building your own Ghost Warlock, this one's for you. Before we dive in, just a quick word from our sponsor. Tired of your phone's limitations? Or perhaps your PC struggles with demanding emulators? LD Cloud offers the solution, a pure cloud-based Android system that runs on powerful servers, freeing you from devices' limitation. No need for high-specs computer or mobile phone. Your game will be installed on their server, not on your device. You can run multiple apps and games simultaneously with no problem. You can run games 24/7, play anytime, anywhere, without worrying about your battery. LD Cloud's cross-platform feature lets you switch between devices seamlessly. Never miss out on those experience points, grind wherever you go. Try it, register now. Acer Monument. First, let's talk about the Acer Monument. The first thing I did was unlock all the ghost element runes so I could secure solid damage for my core skills. Since ghost spells are the main damage source in this build, that's a priority. Once I'm done with my gear, I'll use whatever gold medals and contribution points I have left to level up my skills. My secondary skill is Lord of Vermilion, and I chose that because I came from an auto-spell sorcerer, which means most of my gear and deposits are wind element focused. Normally, Warlocks pair Meteor Storm with their build, since Meteor Storm is their main skill before the release of Master Skill. Plus, there are a lot of runes and gear that boost it. If you've been a Warlock from the start, there's a good chance your old gear and deposits are already optimized for fire damage. But since I came from Sorcerer, I still had wind-based deposits from my guild, so I decided to go with Lord of Vermilion instead. My fire damage is too low to make Meteor Storm worth it. It's really up to you, as long as your ghost runes are complete. You can pick whichever secondary skill fits your current setup. Here are the runes I unlocked. Ghost Element Damage. Auto Holy Spirit. Adds a chance for Soul Strike to trigger on auto attacks. Auto Holy Spirit Efficient. Boosts the trigger chance by 4%. High Energy Holy Spirit. Lets Soul Strike crit, which also boosts Spiritual Orbs crits. White Imprisoned Torment. Adds 4% HP loss while a target is under White Imprison. Recognized Spell Proficiency. Reduces SP cost. Amplify Magic Power Duration. Extends the duration of Amplify Magic Power. Soul Expansion Enhance. Increases damage of Soul Expansion, which directly affects Spiritual Orbs damage. Enhance Ghost Power. Boosts Spiritual Orb even further. As for my extra gold medals, I invested them in Lord of Vermilion Mastery. This is my crowd control skill, replacing Meteor Storm for now. It's mainly a backup while my main skills are on cooldown. It has high cast delay, so having the rune helps a lot. Once I have enough gold medals and fire damage gear, I might switch to Meteor Storm. But again, this decision is up to you. My main DPS skill will still come from Spiritual Orb, especially when enemies are under White Imprison, which only allows Ghost Element damage, so I will still rely on Ghost Element on my rotation no matter what. If you want to include Tetra Vortex in your build, be sure to unlock its runes for additional damage. Just keep in mind that it consumes your elemental orbs, so you'll need to cast Recognize spell again to increase your damage, which can disrupt your attack. Skills. Let's move on to skills. Just a reminder, Ghost Warlock builds are heavily dependent on master skills, which means you'll eventually need to max most of them to be fully effective. In my case, I stopped leveling Spiritual Combo at level 9 for now so I could focus on upgrading my gear. Personally, I think it's more practical to invest in gear and deposits early on, since those can still be used or sold even if you change jobs later. Mage skills. Get the increased Spiritual Recovery and Frost Diver. You can also get Soul Strike if you are planning to use your auto attack on your auto skill slot. Wizard skills. I maxed Lord of Vermilion as my alternative to Meteor Storm. High wizard skills. Napalm Vulcan. Maxed, since it boosts Spiritual Combo's damage. Amplify Magic Power boosts overall magic and elemental damage. Safety Wall for survivability. Stone Curse and Marsh Pond for utility. You can also pick Frost Nova, but its cast time is pretty high. Warlock skills. Element Enhancement. Will Elimination increases your ghost damage based on a percentage of your element enhancement buff, so the higher the level of element enhancement, the stronger the bonus you'll get. Recognized spell. White Barrier. I maxed this so I can move while this is active. Soul Expansion. Max this to increase your Spiritual Combo. Fast Reading Spell. This will reduce your casting time and cast delay for all skills by 15%. Status Vulnerability. This will deal 25% more damage to target with burning, freezing, stunned, and bleeding status. The remaining points is up to you. If you don't have Matchstick for mouth wear, you can use Tetra Vortex to apply negative status to your target to unlock the 25% damage from status vulnerability. Master skill. Spiritual Combo. Increasing this directly boosts your DPS, so it's crucial. Spiritual Panic. This was the first one I maxed because it fires 5 more orbs if enemies are near your target. Super useful in mob-heavy content like Oracle or Echoing Corridor. Judgment Shackle. Improves hit rate of White Imprison and adds extra Spiritual Orb effects. Will Elimination. This skill modifies your element enhancement passive to include ghost damage. At level 8, I get 40% of the original 10% bonus per orb. Multiply that by 4 elements, and I get a 16% ghost damage boost. It also buffs Tetra Vortex, which I skipped. Equipment. I'm not rushing my gear upgrades to save on Zenny. For my weapon, I crafted a piercing staff, refined it to +12, and only then upgraded it to Staff of Wizardry. For offhand, armor, shoes, and accessories, I started with Rift gear to keep things cheap, then I slowly upgraded my setup over time. For accessories, I farmed Orc Lord to save up for a +10 Eye of Dullahan, then if I can get anti-mage enchantments for my Eye of Dullahan, I sell it to get more profit. Same goes for Orlan's gloves. I'd enchant using vouchers, sell the good rolls, then buy clean ones again, until I saved up more Zeni. I'm taking my time with gear because my main job is still Sorcerer, but for instances and PvE content, I often switch to Warlock. Ghost Warlock is definitely one of the top meta builds for PvE right now. The damage is crazy because of its master skill's passive, Spiritual Panic. But this isn't a path you want to jump into without thinking it through. The Ghost Warlock build demands a lot: Zenny for maxing master skills, specific gear upgrades, elemental deposits, and again, a ton of Zenny. And if you're coming from a completely different class, especially a physical one like Assassin or Sniper, the transition can be even tougher. Most of your existing gear, deposits, and enchants likely won't carry over, so in many ways, you're starting from scratch. That's exactly why I made this video, not just to show how powerful Ghost Warlock can be, but to help you think critically and ask the right questions before committing. Can you afford the build? Can you repurpose any of your current gear? Are you building this as your main class or just an alt? If the answer is yes, then go for it. It's one of the most fun and powerful builds right now. But if not, that's totally fine too. Take your time, plan your path carefully, and make sure the switch is actually worth it, especially with the second wave of master skills set to release by the end of this month. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, drop a like, subscribe. Catch you in the next one.